provide an extension of the philanthropy and youth experience through a different tool set and mechanism, and allows you kind of to grow in different ways. So through PaY, you go visit nonprofits and decide where to grant resources to. Through the PaY internship, we actually pair students with nonprofits for them to go work for 9 weeks in the summer on a special project that is designed specifically for that student. So the idea here is that you can take your talent, you can take your time and apply it directly within the nonprofit itself. And you get paid on top of it, which is great. And the idea being is if we can give you guys kind of a leg up to some sort of internship experience before you even get to college or other opportunities beyond high school, that can open up and unlock doors for you that you might not otherwise have. So kind of with all of that in mind, I'd love to talk to both Grant and Chloe a little bit about your internship experience. So let's start with you, Grant. Tell us what year you interned, where you interned, and a little bit about your experience.
Yeah, so I interned at the Gifted Learning Project in Moorhead, Minnesota in the summer of 2015, so a while ago. And my project was to work on an adaptive garden for people with mobility disabilities or people who are elderly, so kind of a variety of different mobility struggles, but still providing a way for them to engage with gardening as both a way of producing food, but also as this kind of environmental stimulus and healing process. So it was a very cool, a very fun nonprofit because it was based on a farm. The office was also the farm kitchen table. So some days looked like pulling weeds and hauling hay. Some days were driving to other farms to chit chat with local farmers, and some days were sitting at a library and filling out grant applications. So it was a really fun kind of holistic look at what some of the smaller nonprofits in our community are doing.
Cool. Chloe, let's hear about your experience.
Yeah, in the summer of 2017, I interned at the Historical and Cultural Society of Clay County, which you guys probably know as the Yump Center, where the big Viking ship is held in Moorhead. And they were getting ready, they also are a museum, and they were getting ready to have the St. John's Bible exhibit come to the museum. So I helped in preparation for that. And a lot of the work I did was centered around accessibility, and specifically those who have visual impairment. So I got to help do audio description for some of the pieces where you get to describe a piece of artwork without adding in your own interpretations or thoughts about it, so that someone who is visually impaired is able to listen to that and have their own experience with the art without being able to actually look at it. So it was an incredibly eye-opening experience for me. I had no idea that that was even a resource that was offered or something that people were passionate about and that there was need for in the community.
So tell us a little bit about like the transition from like high school student into like very early professional. What was that like? What did it feel like? And tell us a little bit about how you navigated that transition.
Yeah, the PaY internship is an incredible experience because, like John mentioned, you, as you head into college and beyond, you have already had this full-time summer work experience at an organization that really values the work that you do. And so it's interesting to transition right in summer into doing showing up at 8 or 9 or whenever they want you there and having lunch. But I thought it was so worthwhile to be able to be treated and seen as like the leaders that you all are, the leader that I was at that point in my life. It made future work experience, I think, that much easier and more enjoyable because I had already had a wonderful work experience through that internship. And I think it's fun because you also have a cohort of other interns who are experiencing the same thing at a different organization. So you get to navigate working and that transition into a full-time job together. And and spending time inside and outside of the internship and supporting one another too.
And let me just add one thing quick. I think it's also important to note that the Berry Foundation kind of helps like train you up and like support you in a way that you're not just like thrown into an organization. Like you're very much shepherded into a successful role. And they don't make placements that are not going to be successful. So I think there's a lot of thought that goes into kind of how that's arranged. So I didn't mean to cut you off there. Go ahead, Grant.
Yeah, no, it's a very exciting process. It like sounds boring of like, oh, it's a full-time summer 9-month work, but it is so much more than that because it's giving you tools to succeed and then also building up that safety net for you to like fail with joy. And like my mentor was never like, here, just go do this thing, good luck. It's like, hey, like I have like a person at the newspaper I want you to send a press release to. So a lot of like skill building, but also a lot of like networking, and it makes it very fun and easy to succeed and feel that direct impact of what you're doing, but also seeing the kind of longer tendrils that the nonprofit sphere has in this area, and all of the different ways that like a single action ripples through the community is kind of part of that experience. And yeah, it's also has helped me find different ways to succeed in my professional career too. Like I am still writing about my PaY experience and job applications around like working in a small nonprofit, working in grant writing, working in adaptive design. I use my PaY experience to help inform my master's program thesis. So just really has a really impactful and inspiring program to be a part of.
Cool. And you mentioned briefly the cohort experience too. I just want to touch on that. I feel like I've witnessed the internship a number of times, and it always like baffles me the kind of relationships that are formed within the cohort. Like people go on to become very much lifelong friends, and like there's a lot of things that come from those relationships. Is there anyone that comes to mind for you guys that you can either say I concur, yes, or is there someone that you met kind of through the internship that you've kind of held on to and nourished that relationship beyond?
Yeah, my cohort, we had a really good cohort program manager. It was John.
Long time ago.
So we were both developed a really close relationship within our cohort. Like we would get done at our placement sites and like get together, just like hang out, go get Cherry Berry or RIP, or the Shake Spot in downtown Fargo, which name escapes me. But just like, yeah, get together, hang out, both like be coworkers, but also be friends. They were people I would have never met before. There were fellows from Hawley, Kindred, West Fargo, like people who I had never interacted with before, and now I'm not quite as close with them a decade on, but like still had a very good friendship with them, and with a lot of them through most of the 4 or 5 years after the fellowship, or the internship.
Great. And talk a little bit about, I guess, what you did post. I mean, like, what was your next step after your internship, and kind of how you leveraged the internship for that like next opportunity?
Yes. Well, I actually, this might be a little long-winded of an answer, but
let's hear it.
I think one of like the greatest takeaways I had from the internship experience was how interconnected and supportive nonprofits are in our region and in our area. And so fast forward, like 5 years later, I had graduated college with a degree in elementary education, and I didn't really want to teach. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I just kept working at my college job, and I was ready to move back to Fargo. And I didn't know what for. And so I spent a lot of time thinking back over my life and the experiences I'd had, and trying to figure out where I had found the most meaning, or where I wanted to be, what communities I wanted to be a part of. And I was able to really pinpoint like my internship experience as something that was really transformative. I wanted to be a part of the nonprofit community in Fargo. I knew that if I wanted to work at a nonprofit, I wanted it to be in Fargo because that's where everyone was so supportive through like PaY and Giving Hearts Day and things like that. And so that kind of guided me to where I am now, leading the North Dakota 4-H Foundation. So what seemed like just something cool to fill my summer really transformed like my whole professional career and where I've ended up today. So you just never know what that experience will bring about in terms of the relationships that you form or what you learn about yourself or how it will direct your future. So if you approach it with just an open mind, knowing like who knows what the summer will bring, I think you will find so much value in it.
Awesome.
Yeah, my internship continues to baffle me in fun and exciting ways. Like I finished my internship and I went to college with the intention to get a degree in genetics and go to medical school. But like the longer I sat with my internship, the more I was like, oh no, like doing community work is a lot more fun than like hanging out in a hospital and like doing like physical labor and like the kind of day-to-days of a nonprofit or day-to-days of like just organization and nonprofit work are a lot more fun and a lot more rewarding to me than 10 years of school. And like the type of work was also really cool, doing community engaged work, doing things centered around like public health and belonging, and those are things that continue to inform my work. I went and got my master's in public health, thinking about how to do community health promotion, and I worked at a local health department doing community health promotion. Like all of that goes back to like thinking about the work I did on a farm in northern Moorhead around community health promotion. Also was able to build a very helpful like friendly relationship with my mentor who helped guide both my thinking then and my thinking now in job searching and looking for like what is next in my life. And my favorite thing she said to me was like, yeah, Grant, like job searching is hard. That's why I went and created the job I wanted to have. And she's been kind of funding herself through different grants and different supportive people in the Red River Valley. So it's just very cool to see how it continues to impact my life and how I'm still in relationship and talking with my mentor 10 years on.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, relationships are very foundational to all the programming that the foundation does. Thank you guys for sharing about the internship. Is there anyone that's interested in maybe applying for an internship this spring? Cool. Hopefully a couple more of you guys will think about it over the next couple months. It's a great program. I want to shift conversation a little bit over to another program of the foundation, which is the scholarship program. This was not quite introduced during Grant's time, I believe. This is we won't say we're too old to have been a part of that, but you were a Berry Scholar, correct? So just a little context for the program. The Berry Scholarship is available to anyone that has participated in the Philanthropy and Youth Program. So you guys are all eligible to apply to the scholarship. And it is a up to $5,000 renewable scholarship up to 4 years. So it's about $20,000 worth of scholarship. There are multiple of them, so it's not a singular scholarship that you are all competing for, but there are resources for many scholars. And so this is an opportunity for you guys to, again, kind of leverage your experience and PaY and allow the foundation to continue to invest in you through your educational pursuits beyond high school. A couple of important notes on this. We also have some pretty impressive match partnerships in place. I believe UND, NDSU, MSU, I think those are the ones right now, that basically match the resources that the foundation gives and apply to your tuition. So there's there's a lot of power and leverage and obviously scholarship dollars and helping kind of advance what you're learning about. But Chloe, would love for you to just talk a little bit about your Berry Scholarship experience. Maybe, yeah, we'll start there.
Yeah, I was a Berry Scholar, and I think it was one of like the most transformative things that I was able to be a part of in terms of like if you're able to participate in a program that reduces like the cost of your education. I mean, your education alone is a worthwhile investment, and then that additional funding really sets you up well when you are finishing. And so it's worth the time and the energy and the effort that goes into the application process. And then I think more so what I gained from it is, everything that the Berry Foundation does is very intentional. And so it's not just like you apply for a scholarship, you submit it. If you're selected, you receive funds. You are a Berry Scholar. And so you get access and the opportunity to participate in programming through all 4 years or however many years that you are a Berry Scholar. And so you have connection with other scholars, relationships that you're building, leadership experiences, just so many opportunities that you wouldn't otherwise. And I found so much value in those and being able to meet with, my cohort and students from other universities and share experiences and support one another through COVID and all of the different things. So it was very rich and very worthwhile. And I just would encourage all of you to apply.
Yeah, so the application process, the application's opens up on December 1st. So you guys will all be getting more information about this. You can actually, if you want to come and get more information specific about the scholarship, the PaY Plus event on the 1st at MSUM will be really diving into the scholarship. So if you have any interest at all wanting to learn more, definitely come to the PaY Plus event on December 1st to kind of learn more about it and kind of understand what that looks like. And it's been a couple of years since you've been a scholar, so things have maybe shifted slightly, but why don't you just tell us a little bit about kind of like the application and interview process? So just give people a little bit of a taste of what they can expect.
Oh my goodness, it has been a while. If I'm not mistaken, I believe you do the written application that you submit, and that is extremely thoroughly reviewed by the Berry Foundation and community partners who give of their time to review that and go through them. And then maybe this is different. I remember, okay, you'll have to help me out. But I remember doing an in-person interview, a group interview, I think, where we did some leadership and some team building. Are there steps that I'm missing?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. It was a really cool experience. I had not, up until that point in my life, not been a part of an application process like that. So it's kind of neat to have the experience and those skills and just that practice under your belt too.
Definitely. Yeah. I think, the foundation, PaY, everyone, we're trying to equip you with skills that can be transferable beyond whatever program that you're a part of here. So we hope that you walk away with something that's valuable that you can use and recycle in different contexts. So definitely encourage you guys to, learn, dig in, learn a little bit more about the scholarship. And then there's also, peripheral programming that comes with that. So there's the resources, and then there's the kind of leadership development stuff that comes with it too. So please keep an eye out for that. There's kind of two other pieces I wanted to talk a little bit about. The first is PaY Plus. So as we mentioned, PaY Plus is kind of the opportunity for leaders from across schools to engage. So if you are looking to kind of advance your PaY experience beyond your individual committee, we invite you to be part of PaY Plus. It's really a quarterly experience that brings together leaders from all the PaY communities and allows you to connect, interact, learn about a variety of different things. And really the biggest thing is try to build relationships that extend beyond your PaY committee. So There's some great programming lined up for the rest of the year. If you guys are interested in that, make sure you talk to your advisors, make sure you talk to anyone at the foundation to make sure that you guys are getting the information you need to show up for that. So that's PaY Plus. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is this kind of broader umbrella program that we call Philanthropy Forward. And it's kind of, I don't mean this in a bad way, it's kind of a catch-all for everything that happens beyond your PaY experience. It was founded about 12 years ago now, I think, by a group of alumni that were interested in building community and relationships beyond their time in PaY and their PaY experiences. And so they started organizing opportunities to volunteer together, to fundraise together, to work on initiatives and projects. And it's kind of evolved into a variety of things. There's events and programming throughout the year. There's the Red Hawk Social, there's a Trollwood Social, and we're also trying to kind of ramp up what that engagement looks like. We're doing a Friendsgiving this fall, but I think the whole idea is like there's so many incredible people that have kind of gone through the PaY curriculum, the PaY internship, the PaY scholarship, all the programs of the Berry Foundation. If we can kind of create a little bit of an infrastructure to connect us all, we can leverage those relationships in different ways in the future. And so I wanted to maybe just ask you guys is like, you know, in the last 10 years with your engagement in the foundation, has there been an opportunity for you to kind of like lean into someone that you know that is part of the Forward Network, one way or the other?
Yeah, I've been in Minneapolis for the last kind of decade-ish, so the Minneapolis area, and there's also a pretty good philanthropy forward contingent there as well. So been able to meet with a variety of different PaY alumni, both older than me and younger than me, at a couple of different events held in Minneapolis, St. Paul area. So fun to get to connect and see both the growth of the PaY Forward community, but also explore other people's interests in the Twin Cities as well. It's always nice to have other people who are from the same area, grew up in the Red River Valley, and also nice to have other people have more friends around with PaY Forward, because it's always good to see familiar faces, and always good to see like what are the other cool interests that people have that I didn't know about, because I always learn about a new nonprofit or a new community effort whenever I go to a PaY Forward event to see, or the Philanthropy Forward events, to see what all of the other cool people are getting involved and staying involved with.
Yeah, definitely.
I can add on to that too, in sharing, when you graduate high school and go to college or whatever your next steps are and find yourself in the workforce, I think it's a very common experience that the people you know and the people you meet are the people in your industry. So if you're going to be a teacher, you'll meet other teachers. And if you're going to be an engineer, you'll know other engineers. And if you're going to be a nurse, you'll know other nurses. And that's really wonderful. One of the things, probably the most, that I have found so valuable from Philanthropy Forward, and also, the internship and the scholarship as well, is when you are a part of these programs or Forward, you have access to this network of other alumni and you share something in common with them, but you all have different passions and interests in industries that you're going to end up in, but you form a network with one another. And so that, when you are first starting out in your career, if you already have this large interconnected web of people you can reach out to across different industries, that alone sets you so far apart from some of your peers who are also just getting started. And it's valuable, and you have people that you can go to for insight about things that you're curious about and wondering about, or that apply to your work or touch things that you're doing. And so that is probably one of the most valuable things, and is worth just being a part of Philanthropy Forward and showing up for some of those events and just chatting with someone that you haven't met before, because who knows how that connection will grow and will impact you in your work or in your personal life too.
Yeah, I mean, we've said this before, is like the relational aspect of all this is just like importantly critical. And so, like, if that's of interest to you, is like there's so much value to be had of like staying connected with the people that are part of these programs. I'll just share one little anecdote that I think just really, I think, displays kind of the power of connection and relationship. Is I had an opportunity to receive a scholarship to go to this big event in Colorado called the Aspen Ideas Festival. And it was this big thought leadership conference where all these fancy people from around the world got together. And it really opened my eyes as far as, you know, what the world is thinking in a lot of ways. And through that experience, I actually got a full ride scholarship to go to a digital media program where I got to learn how to produce different types of videos, many of them like you see today. And from that experience, I went and got a job from the Aspen Institute. And through that, got to bring in some more PaY alumni that got to kind of experience that as well. And then we ultimately brought some of the Aspen Ideas programming back to Fargo. And so like there's this huge opportunity in front of you to say yes, to show up, to engage with people meaningfully, build relationships. And you know, we keep using this word relationship, you know, that's broad strokes. These are friends. Like these are people that are worthy of keeping connected with and you know, giving some of your time and energy to nurturing. So you know, I think with all of our programming, it's you get what you put into it. And I guess I just really encourage you guys to think about like how you're actively engaging with the programs and opportunities that are in front of you. With that, I wanted to open it up to any questions about any of the experiences or opportunities that we've talked about. Or ideas, like if you guys have ideas on things that we should be doing, like let us know. We'd love to hear what you have to say. So any questions we can answer? Yeah.
This is a good question. This is an idea.
Great.
Okay. I've been like listening to all this stuff today, and I want to start doing my own thing.
Yeah.
To sort of push something forward. Something that's really important to me is the fact that with creative people should have this outlet, or like anyone should have an outlet to like they should be able to like I'm sorry.
You're good.
Be able to communicate with others.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea that I had was sort of a section where it's like, bring people who want to communicate together in something where it's like very blatantly that.
Yeah.
Where it's like this is all, like everything is like it's building relationships and everything, but what if it's just a section where it's literally just made specifically for that?
Yeah, so we're actually doing a little bit of that at our Forward Winter Gathering, which we do right around the holidays and invite all of our members back to join us. We kind of split our groups into kind of areas that are specific and interesting for them. Like the easiest example is we had a whole health care panel of people that are just like specifically working, interested in exploring that. We had an outdoor recreation conversation. So we're doing a little bit of that, but totally. I love the idea of like creating space for specific topical conversations to build connection over. So I think great idea. Yeah.
So for the scholarship, do
Yep.
you have to stay in the North Dakota and Minnesota area to
Nope.
get it?
Nope.
Can you repeat the question, Rob?
Can you, do you have to stay in Minnesota or North Dakota for your education? The answer is no. It has to be a nonprofit institution, I believe US based, right, Marty?
US based, or you have a US affiliate of a foundation that we can support.
Okay. If you're considering international, we can dive into that with you. But yeah. Other questions? Any hands? Sorry, it's hard to see. Yes.
How many recipients of the scholarship are there?
So it's there's no set amount. It's kind of fit and resources. So we don't publish that number, but it's upwards of 10 or more. So. Yep.
Internship just after your senior year or from junior to senior year too?
Yeah, great question. The internship is available to juniors as well. You are welcome to apply for it after your junior year. And Marty, you can comment on this. Are we still allowing first year freshmen too? Yes. So you have an opportunity to apply for the internship after your junior year, your senior year, and your first year of post-secondary. Any others? Okay, great. We are going to stay in here for closing. We have about 10 minutes before that occurs. There are restrooms. Men's restroom is over here. Women's restroom is over here. Please stay in this vicinity, and then we'll get started with closing in about 10 minutes. So take a moment, use the restroom, and meet back here in 10 minutes. I'll just take that. Yeah. Okay, and then closing is going to be quick. So Mikkel is going to just say gratitude, and then she'll hand off to you. And then I'm going to see if Marty wants to say any closing comments quick. I feel like she will want to, and we have a little time to fill, so. No, all good. I'm gonna leave these back here.
Yeah, of course.
I think they're live right now, so I'm gonna just go get them quick.
Okay, sounds good. Do you know if she wants us to? Do you know if she wants us to stay back here, or can we like sit out there?
I think you guys can sit up there.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, yeah.
Sit out there. Same guys. Do we leave once everyone else is dismissed too, or not? I feel like we do. Yes. We just sit back here together. I feel like we should sit out there, low-key. Okay. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Just because. Okay, we have 10 minutes till the closing though. Until the closing? Yeah. She's sitting. Yeah.
Is the stage lights out there or gonna be a headache, you guys?
Yeah, same. I'm just tired. I don't think I'm just like. Guys, I want a piece of candy. What? Oh, cookies? It's probably fine. It's probably fine, guys.
No, I'm joking.
Look at how much we.
I'm joking. Holy.
I'm sorry. I'm just this whole
not
day,
it.
bro. I know.
done.
You can talk about it in the car, Addie. Sure. It's probably fine. It definitely is.
It's just like, how much longer?
I'm just tired.
I'm exhausted. I think I'm gonna take a nice, actually, no, I won't sit on the bus. I always say that.
Wait, you gotta try. I'm sorry.
I know, I'm so
I
tired.
just can't wait to talk, bro.
Yeah, but you guys will keep me up if you're talking. I'll be engaging
How
in
many dating
conversations.
kids are here?
A lot. A lot.
Or like
Really?
basically almost full.
Like maybe
yeah.
like 30, 40, 30, yeah.
How many? I'm so full too, guys.
Same.
I wish my cabin was like on the way back. So we could like take an
Stop
assessment.
Take an assessment?
Well, it's not too far.
You know, if we add time, we won't have to run the mile.
If you guys really want to, I don't mind making
I
it stop.
didn't. Actually not.
I actually don't mind.
I didn't.
It's like 10 minutes the opposite direction though. 10 minutes is 10 minutes.
Do you think Mikkel likes Starbucks? Like if I got her a Starbucks gift card.
She definitely does. What? Yeah, wait, what?
Oh, I know.
Oh.
And that's why I asked her.
Yeah, she didn't say that.
She's
used to have a fiance. Long accent advisor. She was saying that she wants to like, I'm so curious. She's like, what's going on? Because everyone was leaving. I was like, there's only 2 people left. And she's like, no, it's only leaving 2. And I didn't like thought this because I knew she was leaving. She told us. And she was like, yeah. Oh. Wow.
Guys, are the mics still on?
It's so cold in here. If they were,
That'd be bad.
I'd be like, wait, what is?
AI. It's AI.
It's like, what is on now? I don't know.
She said that her favorite part was getting her
Oh. I actually love her. She's so nice.
I love
Here's your shirt, by the way. You dropped it.
Oh.
Really relapse.
That was so bad.
No, she's fine.
Yeah.
She's very happy.
Yeah.
She's like, she seems like
They
she
always
fits
have
the
like good
role.
outfits. Like I've noticed that.
I know.
Everybody
Michelle's
like
outfits. Oh.
fire. She told me that she like rents them for like a month.
Oh, on
Oh,
Newly?
she-
On
yeah.
Newly?
Oh, yeah, like,
Julie
keeps
told me about that.
Updating the outfits. Like she just like rents the clothes for like a month.
Really?
That's
That would be nice though, cause like you get new wardrobe every so you don't have to
Yeah.
like buy all those
And then you
clothes.
wouldn't
have to buy new clothes all the time.
Like she just gets like new wardrobes like for like 3 people and stuff like that. And she
That's
just
nice.
for like a month.
Plus, like,
It's a rock.
it's his rock.
It's a rock.
I wonder. Guys, I'm putting my sweatshirt on. I can't. It's so random. It's so random. The Ronald McDonald's house? No, Sam's at the baseball thing. Oh yeah, those were at. Those are Campus Museum. The old guy.
He was an
Those were
old like,
under.
guy who used to be.
Yeah, I was related, or I still am related to Kayla.
Yeah.
You won't be surprised. When he was like, right. So. I'm like we're making hypotheses, but like, you know.
We can test out our theory. We can ask Ava.
I never knew that Marty was a girl. I thought it was a guy. Marty? Yeah. I knew.
I'm like scared about these.
Maybe I was thinking of butt. No, they can't tell when the sound was. Like, oh, they are. One's only on. They were on their assholes.
I'm not just kidding though. That sounds like.
Y'all, do you see her a lot?
No, but I see her. Well, I guess I see her video then, so I'll probably see her.
I want to sign up for that. I like her. We have a student meeting on December 1st, and I want to go to the K+. I think we kind of have to go to the K+.
Like, I don't think you guys can like move.
Okay, then I'll respond.
Okay, that sounds good.
Or am I just like, oh, welcome to the stage?
So what should we do? What do you want to do?
Should we go together? Okay, I was like, I think so too. 'Cause I'm like,
But you should probably leave.
I haven't thought about it. I haven't thought about it either. Because I feel like I'll just feel
I recognize
really enjoyed my
the
time.
look in your eyes. Yeah, you should probably leave.
like that vibe. Okay, I was like, I don't really go.
'Cause I know you and you know me. And we both know where this is gonna lead. You want me to say that I want you to stay, so you should probably leave. Yeah, you should probably leave.
Decided to
skin. Say, yeah, I've been watching you sleep. And honey, I'm so afraid you're gonna wake up and say that you should.
Okay, do you think Chloe and I can go on together, or should I just invite her out like half?
'Cause I know you and you know me. And we both know where this is gonna lead. I want you to stay, but you'll probably say that you should probably leave. Yeah, you should probably leave. Oh, you should probably leave.
What?
There you are. Oh, I was just gonna check that out here. Our bus is up in front, and the bus behind them has to leave by 2.
Oh.
Can you let West Fargo community out right away?
Yeah.
I guess they said we need to be loaded before.
Okay, West Fargo.
And community. Well,
Okay, and
I told
community.
our kids like we have to leave at like they're recording community.
Okay, but
Oh, gotcha.
we'll be done by 2 for sure. So like when she wants them loaded at 2, I don't just.
150 should be fine.
Excuse
Okay.
my 150.
And she called message, I don't know, like it's the bus behind her. She tried to even change spots, but she couldn't.
Passion means doing something your heart is proud of. Passion means loving something enough to let it change you.
Passion is the spark between what breaks your heart and moves your hands.
Passion is what turns caring into doing. It's the energy that pushes us to ask why, and then go do something about it. That's exactly what we're asking you to do. PaY is about finding the thing that matters so much to you that you have to act on it. Over the last few hours, you've connected with your committees, dug into your values, and started defining your mission. You've met other leaders who share your strengths, and you've begun to imagine how you'll engage as a young philanthropist this year. Before we go, we want to pause together to honor what you're about to embark on. Collectively, all 600 of you across 20 different committees will help decide how more than $100,000 gets invested back into your communities. You'll see how those dollars can spark real change. And beyond the funding, you'll discover how giving your time and talent can amplify that impact even further. Before we wrap up today, let's look ahead at what's next for PaY. Our next PaY Plus gathering will be on December 1st at MSUM, where we'll officially launch the Barry Scholar Program. If you're curious about leadership, service, or how you can continue your journey after PaY, we'd love for you to join us. Now, let's talk about what's next for your committees. First, finalize your mission statement, along with your values and focus areas. This will become the foundation for everything you do this year. Next, start your research. Learn what's happening in your community. Find out which organizations are already addressing the needs you care about most. Then, reflect. Ask yourself how your passion connects to those needs. Where can your time, energy, or funding make the biggest impact? And finally, take action. Do something about it. Because passion isn't just about what you feel, it's about what you do with it. None of today would be possible without an incredible community of partners and supporters. Let's first give it up for our Camp Castaway crew, Andy, Jake, Lauren, Elle, Nick, Brad, and the entire team who make this space feel like home. To our amazing facilitators, Grant, Izzy, Celeste, Jolene, Michelle, Elisa, Mark, and John, thank you for leading with heart and helping every student have a voice. To our special guest speaker, Carly, thank you for inspiring us with your story. To our advisors, who play such a vital role in guiding each committee throughout the year, we appreciate you. To our bus drivers, thank you for ensuring safe travels for every participant. And to the team at the Barry Foundation, Stacy, Danny, Andrea, and Marty, thank you for your leadership, care, and vision. Finally, please join us in a special thank you to Barry Fellow McKell, who will close us out today.
Hi guys, thank you so
much for the warm welcome. I am super excited and super grateful to be standing in front of you today. I was a PaY student at Central Cass all throughout high school, and I continued connected with the Berry Foundation for the past many years. So the past year and a half, I've been lucky enough to serve as the Berry Fellow for you guys and the rest of the PaY program, and I'm so thankful for that. I am just here to let you guys know that tomorrow will be my last day with the Berry Foundation as I transition out. So I am so thankful for all of the opportunities that you have given to me, the opportunity to work with you, and I'm so excited to continue and connect with you guys in any way that I can. So as we do that, I am super excited to introduce you to someone that will be taking over and leading you in the PaY program. So if I could invite Chloe Drummond out to the stage as well. Chloe, you'll be in great hands with Chloe, so I'll hand you the mic.
Thank you. Like Miguel said, my name is Chloe, and I have been leading the North Dakota 4-H Foundation for the past 2 years. So in that time, as a nonprofit friend of the foundation, I've been able to watch Miguel and learn from her, and I am just so grateful for her leadership and her example and the impact and the relationship she's built with all of you. So I have big shoes to fill. But it is just so exciting to be here with you all today. It's been fun to see your passion on full display while you have spent time with your schools ideating and coming up with your vision for this year. And so I am just super excited for all that's in store, and I'm super excited to continue to get to know all of you better. So thank you to Mikkel. I'm so excited to spend more time with all of you. And I would now like to invite Marty back to the stage.
Let's make sure Mikkel knows how much we've appreciated her in all she's done. I want you to, come on, yeah. Mikkel is one of you. Chloe is one of you. And we want to welcome Chloe into her role. Come on. Yeah. Woo! Mikkel was a graduate of Central Cass. We have Central Cass in the room. Chloe is a graduate of Park Christian. Do we have Park Christian in the room? Woo! All right. We want to thank all of you for participating. I got a chance to visit all of the rooms where you were with your facilitators, working on setting up your values and areas of interest, as well as issues in the community that you'd like to look into further, and then developing these important mission statements. That work that you were doing, I hope it didn't feel like work, but it was incredible work. It's the work that Carly was talking about that she does in her job on an annual basis. And you're doing it in high school. You're doing it in high school, and you are incredible leaders. And we're going to be so excited for you to take what you've developed, which is basically a foundation, what a foundation does. And now you're going to go and really think about the organizations that you are going to visit. I hope you'll have a chance to go on multiple organization site visits. If you are a freshman, raise your hand. If you are a sophomore, raise your hand. If you are a junior, raise your hand. If you are a senior, raise your hand. If you are in PaY for a year, I hope that you will visit as many site visits that you possibly can. If you are in PaY for 2 years, that's double the site visits that you can possibly have. 3 years or 4 years, you may have visited more nonprofit organizations than most people in our community. That's a lot of knowledge that you have. You can interact with anyone about issues in our community. and you can inspire people. You can lead people. We saw it today. And you can share of your experience. Inspire, Lead, Share is our website. It's not just 3 words. It really is action. I hope through your whole experience that you harness the ability to inspire, lead, and share, and develop incredibly creative projects that can help have positive community impact. You don't have to spend a dime to have positive community impact. You just have to have passion and energy and teamwork and your talents and strengths to be able to harness all of those. Many of the facilitators that you met today are going to be back at our panel presentations and our spring celebration. These are the bookends of our work with you. We can't wait to see the work that you're doing. It is such important work. It's work that professionals like Carly are doing and all of the people that she's hoping to impact. It's the work that professionals in philanthropy are doing. You are doing it as high school students. Philanthropy means love of others. I hope that's just what you exhibit to represent yourself, to represent your committee, to represent your school, and also you do represent us as well as the Berry Foundation. We are all on the same team working together. I have the opportunity to work with an incredible team, Mikal, Chloe, and there were many people who are behind the scenes. I want to thank Danny, Stacy, Andrea, John. This was incredible. I love these videos. Let's give John a big round of applause. This is just so much fun. Yeah. I think that was pretty incredible, that the video work and the AI work. Thank you, John, for putting on a fabulous conference. I flew in for this conference specifically to be with all of you. I haven't been able to be here for the last several years. In fact, it was before 2020, and we all know what happened then. So I've been watching this conference from a video screen where I have another home in another part of the country. And I just couldn't wait to be with all of you. I can't say enough about how respectful and fabulous each and every one of you are. I wish I could spend all day with you and all day with all of your teachers and your community members and your families. You represent yourself so well, and I am so impressed. When I flew in last week, I had to go to an eye appointment, and I'm checking out, and they asked me where I work, and I just share, we have a quiet culture, but it's a foundation, and we do philanthropy. And the young lady behind the counter said, I was in PaY. She was in PaY in 2009 and 2010 from Woodrow Wilson, which is now Dakota. Shout out to Dakota. Woo! Yeah. And she went on to talk about her philanthropy and youth experience many years ago, 15 years ago, as if it was yesterday. She was sharing with her colleagues about going on these site visits and about the organizations that she had an opportunity to visit and about making decisions on grants. And I thought, wow, I can't imagine what it's going to be like for each of you to know that today and this experience that you're having is going to stick with you and have a powerful impact more than you may know in 5, 10, 15 years, like Carly, and many of the others you heard from today. You guys are awesome. It's been a real joy. It's been a real pleasure and privilege for the Berry Foundation to work alongside you. We are proud of each and every one of you, and we can't wait to get the rest of the year started. So We want to thank you for being wonderful participants, and now the rest of the day is yours. We're going to tee it up to talk about our dismissal, but thank you, and we'll see you later in the year.
All right, West Fargo and West Fargo community, you are welcome to stand up and are dismissed. Your bus is in the lot. Holly High School, you are dismissed. Your bus is waiting for you. All right, up next we have Lake Park Audubon. Your bus is waiting for you. Moorhead, you are up next. Your bus is waiting. Virtual Academy, you can head on out. Park Christian, you're up next. Fergus Falls, you are dismissed.